Guys, happy Mother's Day. Here are my top 5 best mothers of all time. In at number 5 has got to be old Mother Hubbard. Look, I would have liked to replace her higher, but she spent far too much time in the cupboard. Neglectful, to be honest with you. In at number 4 has got to be the Scottish mum who interrupted those 2 girls singing Cher Lloyd, I think by Cher Lloyd. Look, she does get a little stick, but at the end of the day, she was just trying to find out which one of them had a shit, and at the end of the day, it was fucking one of them. At number 3 has got to be the actor Martin Lawrence in the films Big Mama's House 1, 2, and 3. I was going to put my own mum in this slot, but I just think in terms of who's done more for cinema, it's got to be Big Mama's House. 2 is Mother Nature. I think we can all agree on the pros here. The smell of rain in the summer, the miracle of life, the sight of a sunset. The cons would be stinging nettles, so for that reason doesn't take the top spot. And finally, in number 1, she's taken a lot of jokes over the years, but always taken it like a trooper. Yes, it's your mum.
Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. It's Friday, May 9th, 2025. This is The Drop. I'm Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Melas.
True basketball lovers and mom lovers, this one's for you.
Next to him, it's the bearded one, my top shot hot boy, Kerby.
Ayo.
Ayo. And over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is, and here we are. Hello to everybody on YouTube. Hello, podcast listeners. We got a fun drop for you today. We're going to answer some big picture playoff questions. We got worst of the week.
Yep.
We got 5-Star Friday reviews, plus a little rapid fire fun at the end. But first, we start with the lone game last night, and it was the Timberwolves tying their second round series comfortably on Thursday night. Defeated the Golden State Warriors 117-93 at the Target Center. Dubs were obviously without Steph Curry, who was ruled out of game 2 with the grade 1 hamstring strain. But I thought the Wolves, felt the urgency and they responded because they started this game up 13-0, and it took a while for the Warriors to even hit a bucket. And then at the end of the first quarter, 29-15, and I know it got a little close, but then they pulled away.
I don't think the series is over quite yet, though, because it wasn't a spanker until it really got closed out. It was 7 points in the third quarter, and I think for a few reasons. This wasn't a great Jimmy Butler game. I think this was a Jimmy Butler taking it slow game. This is a feel-out game. All right, they're down 1-0. Let them get theirs, and let's figure out what we got to do with our lineup, period. We're start and quit and post. Okay, that's interesting. What's going to happen there? Well, he got burned defensively. It ain't going to work defensively for him.
No.
And offensively, because he's really just a three-point shooter, he doesn't provide Butler space but he healed space by going to the rim. So what can we do? Trace Jackson Davis. Oh, okay.
He's back.
He's back. Yeah, out of nowhere. What was that, number 15 on the bench? Come on down. Dunking, those big blocks, stepping on Anthony Edwards' ankle. That's good for the Wolves in a way, but I'm good for the Warriors. And obviously Anthony Edwards fought back from that and came back from that. And Jonathan Kuminga came out of nowhere to be awesome. He
awesome?
Turned it over at times, of course.
He scored some baskets.
Yeah, you want
some nice dunks.
So you're just saying Kerr approached this game like, let's find out who the hell's going to be playing in the rest of this series.
Yes.
And it's maybe looking like, okay, there's a role for Trace Jackson Davis. There might be a role for Kuminga. Post, maybe goodbye. Moody might be a little more limited. So he was just searching to see who might be some guys to play moving forward. It honestly sort of felt like that.
Yeah, the way the Wolves took that. Was a 13-0.
Yeah.
I think Trace Jackson Davis probably starts in this game, next game, I should say, just because he can put some pressure on the rim to give Butler and Hield some space. Now, Jimmy Butler, he wasn't super aggressive in this game, and Jaden McDaniels was awesome on that first block. I think the Wolves talked. We are not jumping for his pump fake. And McDaniels did that the first time. I thought Rudy Gobert took it to another level. I mean, he kind of gave him so much space on Butler's second basket. It was a wide open shot, and then his third basket where it was just a freaking layup. Rudy not really going to block it as hard as he should. So Jimmy Butler feeling it out, but I thought the Wolves defense was good, but it wasn't incredible. This was a situation they could have taken them apart. They have good things going for them. Dante DiVincenzo alive. He was 18% from 3 coming in, and then he hits 3, the most threes in a game this postseason. Same with Nikhil Alexander Walker, 20% from 3 coming in, 5 for 25. He goes 4 for 6. So, a ton of good stuff for the Wolves. But they're going home 1-1, baby.
Right.
So I think it's a sign that they could win one of Game 3 or Game 4. Maybe I'm just hoping that this isn't a spanker, but
they got to play 10 times better than they played last night, because the Wolves, you're right, they didn't play a great game. They played probably a B game, and this ended up being a blowout in the end. It's just an uphill battle to score for this Warriors team. They had 98 points per 100 possessions last night. That's worse than the worst in regular season basketball. For the entire playoffs, they played, 9 games now. They're 10th overall. Only the New York Knicks are worse for teams that advanced to the second round. It hasn't been a great offensive showing for the Warriors, period. And most of those games were with Steph Curry on the court. They need playoff Jimmy. That was middle of March Jimmy last night. 13 shots, 5 free throws, 4 assists, 2 turnovers. Stan Van Gundy mentioned it in the fourth quarter. He's playing side to side. Jimmy Butler needs to play downhill. The Warriors love a beautiful game of basketball. They're going to have to play ugly ball. They're going to have to start 2 guys who can't shoot, and Trace Jackson Davis and Draymond Green. They're going to have to hope Draymond can finish games. And they're going to have to just try and get to the free throw line 1,000 times with Kuminga, with Jimmy Butler, because there's nobody else that can play make on this team. Jimmy can play make. Jimmy can create his own shots. Kuminga can create his own shots. He doesn't make plays for anybody else. Pat Spencer is literally their best initiator outside of those 2 guys, and he had a dud last night. Kerr played 14 guys in the first half of this game, literally trying to be like, are you going to be able to play in this series? I am not as confident in the Warriors as Tass is, but they certainly could lock down defensively, play 20-second possessions for an entire game, try and limit possessions for the Timberwolves, and maybe steal one in Golden State.
Right. Yeah. They have to to muck up the game and keep it. It's got to be the 90 to 95 type of game here, and that they can then maybe pull out in the end. I'm with you. Can they slow the Wolves is what we're getting at here. Because as much as we want to say, yeah, Jimmy's got to shoot more and score more, and man, he's got to be like turned into Donovan Mitchell, which obviously came in a loss still to the Pacers, but he's got to get to the free throw line a ton of times and obviously just take a ton of shots. Yeah, I get it. But like, it's like even still, I don't think the points are going to all add up when you take Steph out of this offense. So it's like, you got to do it defensively, which they did in the first game, which they were missing Steph Curry for half the game. Now, part of it was just the Wolves couldn't hit threes. And you said it. Dante hit a couple. Nas obviously hit 3 more. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, by far his best game, at least offensively, maybe he's ever played in the postseason because he's just struggled. This was more regular season. He was good. But can they do it? Can the Warriors obviously just keep this thing and turn it into a grind? And then part of that is Jimmy just putting pressure on the Wolves defense, I think.
Yeah, that's totally true. And I don't know if he was thrown off by that first block where Jaden McDaniels said, I'm not biting. And it's, same goes for Rudy Gobert. Again, the amount of space he gave Jimmy, who was able to hit a wide open 3 after an offensive rebound to start this game, and then a wide open 2 jumper to start after that, and then an easy layup. So he really wasn't aggressive at all. Yeah, the going horizontal, as Stan Van Gundy said, that's exactly what was happening. So he wasn't super aggressive. I don't know if he was waiting for game 3 or game 4. The optimistic part of me is saying Steph is coming back in this series, and they just have to get one without him, most likely. So, we'll talk more about that hamstring, I'm sure, a little bit later. But in this instance, the Wolves were, kind of bickering with each other. Julius Randle getting into it with Chris Finch, who yanked him off the floor because they weren't getting back defensively, and Randle wasn't getting back defensively. So they weren't this premium Timberwolves team that usually shows up when they're sort of the underdog. Now they're the favorite, and I think it is a little bit different for them. Frankly, they could have blown this team out immediately, and they didn't. They let the Warriors into it. Obviously, they're the favorite here, but it could have been a bigger one.
Julius Randle, I thought, set the tone, though, in this game. He had a really good game, 24 points, 11 assists, I think, has got to be a playoff career high, if not tying one. But yeah, scoring in the post, obviously doing his little bully ball thing, had the jumper, feeling comfortable with that, did hit a 3, too, and like a lot of that was in the first half that got them that lead. And I love how Finch is coaching this team. You're right, you bring up, like, holy crap, he was pissed a couple of times, just like defensive lapses. Like, guys, pull your head out of your ass. Like, we're down 1-0. Here's an opportunity, no Curry. This is a must-win game is the way he's approaching it. Obviously, that was like the post-game comments after game 1, and then it led into this one. So coaching him hard because he knows it's right here, and this is an opportunity to go back to the conference finals and if not further. So, yeah, they took it. And look, it got to 7.
You're making me challenge a Pat Spencer drive. He was mad that he had to do that early. They weren't going at it defensively enough.
But yeah, we'll see. It was funny just to see so many guys coming in for the Warriors. It was like, what the hell is going on here?
Kevin Knox is playing. That was crazy.
A lot.
Yeah. You saw a lot of Kevin Knox.
Yeah. And I guess after the game, Kerr, sort of confirmed what we were talking about. He said, quote, part of the game plan coming in was to play a lot of people, and we did. We have to figure out what we're going to be able to do in this series without Steph. We gave a lot of people a lot of chances, and some guys really stepped up. And again, I think who he's talking about there, Kuminga, who was a part of the comeback there for a little bit, right? A couple dunks. I guess there was a Draymond steal, and then Buddy hit a corner three, and suddenly it was a 7-point game. And then Trace Jackson-Davis, who he's talking about, who did bring it, at least energy on both ends of the floor.
He earned
Didn't
minutes.
miss a shot. Yeah, exactly.
They both earned minutes. They're gonna need Kuminga to score ISO buckets. The thing with Jimmy is he doesn't want to shoot any contested shot. He would rather pass it to somebody else to take a wide open shot. He's gonna have to take contested shots here too, but I don't know, certainly the Warriors made it interesting a little bit in the third quarter with Kuminga going off. The Timberwolves won the quarter. The Timberwolves won every quarter last night. This was a blowout, but it was interesting for about 5 seconds there until Chris Finch said, hey, play hard. Yeah. And he is coaching them hard. He called out Anthony Edwards. He's called out Julius Randle. There's a lot of accountability on this team. They're better than the Warriors are without Steph Curry. It's questionable, even if Curry's playing, which is the better team here. No Curry, it feels like no chance to me for Golden State.
Yeah. Scary moment midway through the second quarter. You said it there, Tass, when Anthony Edwards hit the floor because he had his left ankle stepped on by Golden State's Trace Jackson-Davis. And the crowd went quiet because he was really holding on to that thing. We had that sort of brutal shot of Ant, getting helped back to the locker room. And I think everybody, I don't know about you, but it's you're going, oh my God, is Anthony Edwards now out of this series? And, is it taking out the superstars on both sides? But he comes back after the break, and he's obviously looks completely fine. He looked okay for a guy that had his ankle go like this. Second time this postseason where you looked at an injury, it looked like an ankle injury. Remember when LeBron rolled on him? I'm like, oh, that looked bad. Obviously continued to play. So good for Wolves fans that he at least came back and
led the team in scoring in the second half.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He's
Adamantium.
Seems to be okay. Yeah, that's right.
Adamantium.
That's a good point.
Edwards. He is the new LeBron James. LeBron will go down. Looks like he sprained his ankle. You're like, uh-oh, there's no way he comes back. Ties his shoe and he's back.
Yeah, he's good.
He had a 250-pound guy land on his foot and missed, 6 minutes? And then came back in, led the team in scoring in the second half.
Thought he looked fairly spry for a guy that had his ankle rolled.
Yeah, he was
it's
hobbling
nice to be
around.
young.
Yeah, that was what Brian Anderson said. It's good to be 23.
That's exactly right.
He was holding that thing for a while when he was sitting on his butt there, so it felt real significant. He came back. He was definitely limping around a little bit in the second half. He was laboring, but obviously the guy will just play through anything. And it was a better game than game one. It wasn't a miraculous. And we still haven't had an incredible Anthony Edwards game, obviously, in this series. Game 5 wasn't good against the Lakers, so it's been a while since we've had take over, and that's obviously a great sign for the Wolves.
Yeah,
that guy's probably going to score. That guy's probably going to hit some rim shot, some shots at the rim.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still missing those over and over again. So they got a lot of good things going.
One big takeaway from this game involves Draymond Green picking up another technical foul with about 8:45 to go in the second quarter. Green had the ball. Naz Reid up on him, sort of reaching for him, gets the foul called on him, but Draymond Green couldn't help himself, had to flail his arms. Just goes nuts, flailing everything, and he pops Naz Reid in the head. They take a look at it. They decide, okay, foul on Naz Reid and a dead ball technical on Draymond Green. His 5th technical foul of the playoffs, too short of the automatic 1-game suspension. And he went livid after the call, really going after referee Tyler Ford and just barking to the point where Steve Kerr was like, we got to get him out. He's not starting to chill out here, and he's probably getting himself tossed, so we just take him out. Jimmy, I think, came in, tapped him, and then he went back, and obviously he's yelling at the crowd. But
Steph talked him down.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that, too. And he was so angry. And after the game, he gave a quick post-game, interview. He had a statement. It was 15, 20 seconds long. The main takeaway, he said, quote, "The agenda to continue keep making me look like an angry black man is crazy. I'm sick of it. It's ridiculous." And then he sort of walked off from the scrum, and that was sort of all he said about this. Your thoughts on Draymond Green, 5th technical foul, the incident? You think they got it right, and obviously how he reacted in his post-game comments?
They definitely got it right. That was by the letter of the law. That is a dead ball technical foul. They've played 9 games in the playoffs. Draymond has 7 points for my instigator team. He's carrying the team. I've already won. Nobody's going to catch me. Yeah. There's already a 10-minute Twitter clip of Draymond Green shenanigans from this playoffs by Mr. Buck NBA. Go check out Mr. Buck NBA. I kind of think Draymond is the only guy that does these flail moves, But then I was like, Bruce Bowen, he was a big time flailer. They started inventing these flagrant fouls because of him. Kobe Bryant as well. Love to do shoot a shot and then bring my fist into your face as I'm shooting. So there's some other flailers.
Let me know before you
NBA
bring that.
history.
That got it right in my face.
Yeah, but I didn't. I have control of my limbs. You see that? You see that? I'm not even an NBA athlete and I can control my limbs, but...
So can you? Can you
What
though?
timing.
I don't think so.
Great, sorry. That was not planned.
Come on!
That seemed like physical comedy right there.
That was too good. Clip it and ship it. Everybody expects Draymond to do something every game, and he does something every game.
Yeah, he obviously flails like crazy, and he's trying to sell it. Fine. You get your technical. You don't have to be mad about it I don't know. It felt like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It felt for a long time. Everybody had to come get him. Sandvan on the broadcast said he may have to just go back to the locker room because it's true. It was last year when everybody got into it to get him out of the way when Chris Paul was on there. Chris Paul came off the bench to get him off, and then he didn't stop. He just kept going, and he got ejected. That was the Rudy Gobert incident, I do believe. Anyways, there's been so many, it's hard to freaking decipher when he was tossed in that instance. But anyway, I guess he got it together. I mean, he was mad. What does he want? I mean, he's mad.
Did he not? Did he? Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but like 4 or 5 days ago, did he not apologize to his own team about sort of like going a little overboard with his emotions in the last series against the Rockets? We know he's had like the anger management sort of classes dating back to the things he got into with Rudy Gobert and all that stuff. Like, it's just like he said other things in that quick little post-game conference, like talking about himself personally, like I'm an educated, smart man, family man. It's like, yeah, like all of that is true, my guy. Like, but when you're doing this on the floor and then you're pretending like you're the victim, even though, you know, you've choked guys, stomped on guys, flailed like crazy, kicked guys in the balls because you go up to the line and sometimes cross it. I mean, what? I just don't know what you're like upset about. Like he was making it seem like Tyler Ford really had it out for him. But I look at it and I want to hear your opinions. Like, he seems to have the longest leash of anyone in the NBA when it comes to at least berating officials.
Easily.
Or going, it's like not even close.
No, that's not a discussion. When he gets his first technical, it's even worse.
Yeah. So it's like Warriors fans and maybe some in the organization, they think because of Green's history, the league or officials are like a little too harsh on him when it comes to reviewing things and maybe punishing him with some of these, like, I guess fringe plays, though this is not a fringe play. I'm sorry. You just elbowed the guy in the head. But yeah, the counter seems to be true to the rest of us. Like, no, he actually gets away with a lot more than most people, at least when it comes to like barking and stomping around and following officials because he thinks he's been wronged. It's weird. It's honestly, quite frankly, weird. Because he's not a 22-year-old, you know? It's like...
Family man.
Well, yeah, he's just a grown-ass man that can't, I guess, keep his emotions in check at times on the floor.
Yeah, we spend a lot of minutes talking
I know,
about
it's
Draymond Green.
It's like a broken record with every time we do this.
2 more technicals, a suspension, or 2 more flagrants, a suspension.
Yeah.
That's the key part here. And the key part is, if it happens in this series, over the next few games, Steph may come back and Draymond may be sitting. There's a very much a possibility of that because he's suspended. When that would stink for the Golden State Warriors, obviously.
Oh, absolutely. That was I think a huge part of why Kerr had to get him out of there.
Yeah.
Like, forget even that game because maybe that one is a wash and it's like, okay, I'm playing every guy as it is, but it's like, oh God, if he gets another tech or if he gets tossed or suspended, who knows what he can do. So they did the right thing, of course. Mm-hmm. Get Curry to talk to him, see if he can chill him out. Nope, get him out. Just send him to the end of the bench.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Tom Haberstroh had the stat. Draymond is 4 times more likely to be ejected when Steph Curry is out.
Yeah.
And guess who wasn't playing last night?
Yeah. This is
he doesn't like to be around.
No.
He likes when Steph's there.
No, yeah, as would I.
That was Rudy Gobert's quote, right? That he wants to get tossed when Steph doesn't play. Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. So and again, I remember when we did our little preview for this series, I thought I got laughed at a little bit by you guys when I brought up, hey, something to keep an eye on. The guy's at 4 techs and 2 flagrants and whatever, he hits these quotas, and you guys were like, oh, come on. See, he's not that close. The guy's probably going to get taught. This guy's just so unhinged, especially if Curry's not playing. So it's like, it's more likely than not that he'll hit it. Yeah. If you're betting right now, would he hit the suspension mark for either flagrant points or tech points? Would you do it? Would you take that bet, or you say, no, you know what? He'll just go right up to it, and then he'll like keep it together enough.
Interesting. Really interesting. I think he gets his final 2 points, whichever it is, technicals or flagrant, in the game that the Warriors are eliminated. And it carries over to next season.
Okay.
Nice one.
We've seen that before. Patrick Beverly, or I think maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that. A suspension at least.
He ain't ever coming back to the NBA because it's over for Patrick Beverly. But when he does, he's suspended for his first game for throwing a ball at a fan.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm taking the Wolves in this series, so I'm reducing the amount of games that Draymond Green's going to play. But yeah, if
3
he
more.
does it, 3 more.
Yep.
Yeah, well, we'll see if Steph comes back.
He's not coming back till Game 6 at the earliest.
You don't think Game
No,
5's
I don't
play?
think so. I think they already ruled him out for 2, 3, and 4. Right? He's talking about
They said he's getting reevaluated in a week.
No, but they ruled him out
likely.
for 2, 3, and 4 is what Lauren Jabara reported last night.
I think it's the question is it Game 5 or Game 6?
Yeah,
Is the
and
return.
Curry is saying,
If at all.
I might have to play through pain, but we're not even to that point yet where I can do anything regarding basketball.
Yeah, it's unlikely. And yeah, we're not even putting up our instigator draft stats here because Draymond Green's going to win.
Give him the crown now.
Yeah, I thought Jason Tatum was my number 1 pick just because he did it last year. He got lots of points last year going all the way to the finals. But will he get to the finals this time? Who knows? TBD on that one. I will say Game 3, at least the Warriors will start better, I'm assuming, without Quentin Post in there, with an offense that they sort of know. I think Buddy Hield can be way better. He was just kind of off. Wasn't rotating all that well defensively. Dropping a rebound. So I think him in this role, which he's a little bit more comfortable with, maybe. We'll see. But here he was expected to be prominent and shoot the ball, and he shot it fine. But in the end, he was bad. But
Do you think he's Alfred or Robin for this series?
What's the better nickname?
Well, he's supposed to be Robin at this point because Jimmy has to be Batman.
Oh,
yeah.
But they both look like, I don't know, who's a deeper cut in the Batman universe who does nothing.
JD might need your help on this one.
Good.
So,
He's not a DC guy. He has to tell us this every time.
Yeah.
But you're a comic book guy, though, I thought.
Okay, well, there's Batman, there's Batgirl, there's Robin.
Yeah.
Isn't there like an evil Robin, like a dark
Ooh,
thing
interesting.
or something?
Robin.
I don't know,
What?
man.
Morgan Freeman, what was his character's name?
Oh,
Lucius
Lucius.
Fox or something
Yeah,
like that, right?
Nice pull.
Okay. Those guys were both Lucius Foxes
Okay,
last night.
okay,
Yeah,
They
sure.
were.
We need more from you.
Yeah, exactly.
We need you to be one of the 2 heroes, actually.
Get out of the hole, Fox. Get on the freaking court.
JD, you've got the photos here. We were joking or bringing up that Steve Kerr, playing his entire bench. Like everybody got a chance in last night's game, and it got so crazy that like he was playing people I've never even heard of. I don't know this name down at the bottom here, as the Chiron showed during the game when they're showing who's out there. What does it say, Trey? I can't read it.
I think it says away team players, player first name, away team players, player last name.
There you go.
Yeah.
He was pretty good last night.
I thought he gave him something.
Yeah, a
And
little
I think
energy.
he's something to watch moving forward in Game 3 back in the Bay. Role players always play better at home, including that guy.
Yeah, they're like, what? This guy's not in the scouting report.
One guy who did play, I guess he played like 14, 15 minutes. We've talked about it before. Pat Spencer. His crazy number. His crazy mustache. A lot of people say he looks like Will Forte, which I do see.
In the mustache.
Yeah, but I think it's a Will Forte had a baby with Rob Delaney. And then I really see it when it comes to Pat Spencer. So think about that next time you see him in Game 3. And then my final note, I can't stand when the home crowd is wearing like one color, right? They went with the whiteout in Minnesota, but then the road team is wearing that color. And we've seen this for decades in the NBA. I remember it was a big Raptors controversy way back in the day.
They flubbed that one.
With the Nets, right?
Yeah, the Nets were wearing red.
Yeah.
In Toronto's
Raptor
arena.
fans all
and
wearing
they lost
red,
the series.
and then the Nets
No
showed up in
surprise.
red. I don't get it. It's like, you know what jerseys your team is going to wear, so why wouldn't you go with that color to all be on the same team? So if you're going to do the whiteout, that's cool with all the white shirts, but wouldn't you wear white then in that scenario? I just always found that fascinating because it looks like you're cheering for the Warriors. Anyway, any other random notes or takeaways from this game or moving forward in this series?
Yeah, spicy Mike Conley last night. Great
was.
defense. He was guarding Buddy Hield a lot, running through screens. He forced a shot clock violation in the first quarter. They cut to Mike Conley, and you can see him yelling, "I locked that up." Mike Conley.
yeah.
Excuse me, Mike.
Yeah.
Never had a technical in his career.
Wow.
Just cussing. What happened to Midwest Night, Mike? 3 shot clock violations for the Warriors last night. They have 8 total in 8 quarters. So that's not very good. From the bad airball chronicles, Moses Moody had a fast break, shot a pull-up jumper. 13-footer is what it went down as in the play-by-play, and he shot at 17 feet. Shot it completely over the rim. Completely brutal.
Yeah, I was laughed. It was a tough one.
Rough Moody game.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. Moody and Post to me are the two guys that I don't think Kerr is losing confidence in this series.
Certainly,
maybe by the
yeah.
minute here, and maybe it's going to turn to those other guys.
Yeah, the Wolves move the ball too much for Quentin Post out there. Like he just can't keep up.
Yeah.
I will say Rudy Gobert had a terrible game too.
Yeah,
I mean,
he did.
he had more turnovers than field goals in this game. He couldn't catch the ball.
Yeah.
Sandman guy just kept talking about lob it. He literally can't catch it in his chest. He dropped 2 balls and turned it over. So that was unfortunate. He did. Whatever. I don't want to get into the good things. But anyway, we'll just see if the Warriors are different at home just to steal one. They just got to win one at home, and then it's a best 2 out of 3, and then maybe we'll see what happens.
We will see.
I got a couple more
Yeah, go ahead.
clips I saw on the internet. They left Brandon Pajemski outside. Security
Yeah.
did for the Timberwolves. It's very funny. They're all like walking in from the bus and the garage doors just closing slowly on Brandon Pajemski. You can hear somebody yelling, "We got another one!" Unassuming looking guy. Certainly. So that was pregame. I also like postgame. Michael Irvin, Hall of Fame receiver, Cowboy. He's buddying up with Anthony Edwards. You can see how they would be kindred spirits. Sure. I think they're taking photos, blah, 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 blah. And at the end, Michael Irvin kissed him on the cheek.
Yeah.
I think Ant was expecting that as well.
Whoa! They caught him by surprise.
Definitely.
I guess Julius Randle and Michael Irvin are really tight as well. He looks at him as like a father figure. Or
He's a
something like
Dallas guy, I think, right, Randall?
Yeah. So they have a connection too. So he's out there supporting the guys. Anything else? All right. Well, let's get to some big picture playoff questions here as we head into another weekend of some huge games for some of these teams. First question, play along in the stream team. TK, we'll start with you. What's been the wildest development of the second round, you think, so far?
This is probably hyperbolic, but I'm still going to say it. Are we witnessing the end of the three-point era in the NBA? 2 best three-point shooting teams in the league this season cannot shoot and are on the verge of being bounced from the second round of the playoffs. The Cavs were second in makes, second in percentage this season during the regular season. The Celtics were first in makes, 9th in percentage. Through 4 second-round games, Boston, of course, everybody knows it. They're 25 for 100.
Yeah.
Thank you for the perfectly round numbers. Easy to do the math. Cleveland, it's a little tougher. They're 20 for 77. Know what the math is?
Well, we need the diff.
The diff, 25.9%. That's also very bad.
Very bad.
They had their 2 worst shooting nights of the season against the Pacers. Pacers obviously have a 2-0 lead going back to Indiana. Same thing on the flip side, the Eastern Conference bracket, with the Knicks being up 2-0 going back to New York City.
New York City.
People are analyzing these misses from the from the Celtics. Are these good shots? Are these bad shots? Here's what I know. They've taken and missed 75 three-pointers.
Holy shit.
Even if only a 6th of those are what you would consider good looks, a 6th of those misses, that would be 6 shots a game that are good looks. And this is a Celtics team that has shot well the entire season. Didn't shoot it well against Orlando. Thought it was an aberration, but maybe it's just a cold snap that's lasting for a little bit here.
Right.
If they make 2 of those 6 shots per game, 33%, worst in the league, they're up 2-0. No Garland, I think, is the reason the Cavs really aren't getting their three-pointers up. He takes threes. He creates threes. He's an awesome pick-and-roll player. Gets corner threes a lot for the Cavs. They're just not there right now. It's got to be Donovan Mitchell trying to create his own three-point looks. And he's kind of been struggling since returning from injury at the end of the season. So the Celtics feel like they're reverting back to 2023 where it's like, you're just chucking threes when the going gets tough. The Cavs are kind of seeing their dream season unravel, largely due to injuries and poorly timed shooting. Like Ty Jerome, thanks for the regular season. Would you like to show up and play in the second round here? You see the traditional 2 bigs are kind of back in vogue. People are going crazy about a power forward being out there with the center. I just wonder if teams are going to be like, we can go the high variance route. It's awesome during the regular season, but 7-game series, that's a small sample size. If you have 5 bad games of shooting, you're getting bounced earlier than you probably should.
Yeah, it's funny to hear, I guess it was Brian Windhorst, in talking about the Celtics at least, because they've led for so much of that series, but obviously are down 2-0. Quote, this is what Windhorst said, "They're having difficulty coming to terms with what is happening. They don't understand why they're losing. They believe their process is working. They believe they're generating good shots. They are doing the recipe that delivered them the championship and 61 wins, and they are not getting the bake out of the oven like they are used to." End quote there. He had some funny other things to say about the Celtics, and like they're perplexed by this. Like, why isn't this working? It worked for the championship last year. It worked for 61 wins, and now it's suddenly we just can't hit a shot against the Knicks team.
Yeah, the scary part is they're up 20 in both games, and in the fourth quarter, those threes are short. In game 2, every single guy, Tatum from the corner, short. Jaylen Brown from the top, short. Al Horford from a little too far deep, short. Derek Williams, one was left, one was short. Derek Williams, Derek White. Oh, nice flashback. He went left on one, short on one. That's the scary part to me. I mean, it's not so much that they were open. You check out those fourth quarter threes for the Celtics. They were open. They missed them, most of them. But also, I mean, they couldn't score at the rim in crunch time, and that's also the scary part. Al Horford was trying to be bigger than he was. He's not an inside scorer. That was a problem. Kristaps Porzingis literally wasn't out there for the last 8+ minutes because he's not feeling right.
Why?
Yeah. Why wasn't he out there?
No, I'm just saying, what the hell is this guy got? What is
Yeah.
this illness that is like limiting him here? It's just perplexing.
Yeah, and Drew Holiday, I mean, he didn't shoot a 3, but he started okay. But he looked different when he fouled Jalen Brunson there at the end. That's not Drew Holiday. So there's just seems to be, I don't know if it's predominantly the threes, but it's just there's a whole lot of things going on there for them to just get obliterated like that. But to see 2 60-win teams lose both home games and to start round 2, I mean, that's unprecedented. It has to be. So
Literally.
I think it is.
It is. Okay, yeah. To waste a 48-point performance from Donovan Mitchell, I mean, that was obviously horrendous at the end. Yeah, there was a lane violation there that the L2M says, but they've got no room for error now. Yeah. They just can't. And the Pacers can give you a room for error. I mean, they can provide that defense. If you're not ready for this Pacers team, they'll give it to you. They'll give you a good 35-point quarter to end things, as we've seen. But the reports are that they are pretty positive that Garland and Mobley and DeAndre Hunter are going to be back for
Try
game
and give
3.
it a go in game 3.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to add here? Wildest developments?
I think it is just the top 2 teams there in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
I mean, the Anthony Edwards thing is kind of, it's worrisome, I would say, here in the second round after finishing up a terrible game against the Lakers where he just wasn't right in game 5 to start game 1 and not make a basket until 8 minutes left in the third quarter. This is Anthony Edwards. He was missing gimme after gimme after gimme. Now, he's a guy who likes to get other guys going to start games. There's no doubt about that. But to have 1 point in the first half and to have 2 assists and 3 turnovers in that game, and then to follow it up with, not an incredible performance in game 2 where he, again, couldn't finish at the rim, was better. But I don't know, just a little bit worried. This is Anthony Edwards. That's all. It's just an observation there. Just watching game 3 to see if he's back to who he is.
Who's been the biggest unsung player of these playoffs so far? So, we're not talking about the superstars like Ant and, obviously your Tatums and stuff like that, Mitchell's. But of the guys that are like, a little lower on the pecking order, who's been an unsung hero to you so far?
For me, it's OG Anunoby.
It's a good one.
Celtics have 2 All-NBA wings. The Knicks have 2 All-NBA players in Brunson and Cat. And you could argue that OG's been the best player through the first 2 games of this series. He definitely was in the second half of game 1, scored 23 of his 29 game 2. Only 5 points for OG, but 4 steals and 1 block. And he was the main guy who got the Jason Tatum assignment. Tatum went 5 for 19 from the field and had 3 turnovers, took him completely out of the game. I think OG has been awesome defensively when he's giving you 20 points offensively as well. That's tough to beat. Shooting 47% from 3 here. He was a huge part of the reason that the game flipped in game 1. And then, he's making plays throughout the game in game 2, though not necessarily being the scorer. It was more so Bridges in the fourth quarter for that one. But I think OG has been awesome for the Knicks. Just doing exactly what they were hoping for when they built the team. They're like, all right, we know that Tatum and Brown are going to be tough to contain defensively. We need 2 wings. We need a big one and we need a quick one.
Yeah.
The big one is guarding the big one and the quick one is guarding the quick one. And they look like they are healthier and more fresh than the Celtics guys are.
Yeah.
You got knee injection, Jaylen Brown. You got hurt wrist, Jason Tatum. Meanwhile, Bridges and OG are playing for Tom Thibodeau, who runs his guys into the ground, allegedly, and the Knicks look fine.
Yeah.
They don't look bothered.
Maybe they're used to it.
Yeah.
They're used to
They're like,
playoff
oh,
minutes.
we only have to play 45
Yeah, they're
tonight?
like, oh, they're cutting them back.
Amazing.
Yeah. I knew a Knicks player would be selected for this. You go with OG. I think Josh Hart could also be on this list as an unsung playoff hero. This guy, like his durability, his all-around impact, he's hitting shots, which is obviously huge. You have to have Josh Hart out there for every other reason. Defensively, rebounding, just his scrappiness, his leadership. But then if he can hit threes and actually score, you're like, this is gravy. So he's just been so good. He's had like every game in the postseason, he scored over 10 points, except one. There was one game that he didn't against Detroit. But so far in this series, he's been amazing, especially that last game, hitting 3 threes. So Hart, OG, I love both those guys for the Knicks.
Yeah. Celtics, you want to score inside? There's nothing you can do. It's the total eclipse of Josh Hart. He doesn't get the recognition of blocking shots. In game number 2, fourth quarter, he had 2 big blocks that deterred them from the rim at all. And they were going at him because he's 6'4", and they're bringing Mitchell Robinson outside, and they got to the rim. That was the guy who helped out and came up with 2 monstrous blocks on that end. He's obviously going to play 6 billion minutes, and you know that. But if he's going to score the way he's scoring, I mean, he's doing enough. Throughout the postseason, the numbers, he's shooting 53% from the floor, 44% from 3, and a ton of rebounds because that's what he does.
Yep.
You know,
Kill
13 and a
him on the
half,
glass.
18 and a half, 8.5 boards, 5 assists. He does a lot.
So good.
I think Julius Randle, I know we've been talking about him, but how he's taken to another level is another guy. I mean, 11 assists in game number 2, 24 and 11. He's been averaging 22 and 5.5 assists. I mean, the ball's going through him. Anthony Edwards is kind of just, he's waiting. He's waiting for his time, and hopefully for them, it's get us to the conference finals, and then Anthony Edwards takes it up another notch too. But Randle looks like a different player.
Yep. 2 more guys on the Pacers too. Aaron Nesmith and Andrew Nembhard.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like almost like every postseason with the Pacers now. You could add these guys to the unsung players list, but those guys have been awesome, and they're a huge part of like when the calendar flipped in 2025 and those guys were back and they're a little more healthy and they're with the roster. Like this is when the Pacers like turned into a whole different team, turned into a really, really damn good team, and they've continued to here in the postseason. So they're obvious additions here to, I guess, our list. Our sort of we're making an all NBA unsung heroes list at this point.
The unsung heroes list. I had Nesmith on mine as well. He's out there for defense, ball pressure, physicality, intensity, and he's scoring 20 points per game, shooting 64% from 3, while looking like an extra from swingers.
Yes, he does.
Like you got that soul patch on the bottom. It's a throwback look. This party's dead anyways.
Anyone else you want to show a little love to?
Well, Jaden McDaniels got to be on the list, got to be on the team. He's going to help out and block everybody, and he's going to score very well. I mean, he is the guy that he's the third option, fourth option at times. Give it to him, and he's making things happen here. He looks like a different player again.
It's a good one. Anytime he plays well, it feels like the Wolves win.
Yeah.
He's like, he is that ultimate sort of swing, sort of X Factor guy for them at least. All right, and then final questions here. Besides OKC, I'm just removing them from the equation here because we have some sort of weird sort of 2-0 deficits with these other good teams. Which team do you think is most likely to win the title besides the Thunder? So if you were like looking at the odds here, or can you make a case that every team remaining still believes and still has a path to actually winning the LOB this season, and parity right now is pretty good, or no? What do you think?
Well, I imagine they all think they can win.
Yeah, but do you think they could?
No, not really.
Okay.
No, I don't think all 8 teams are going to win. But, I wouldn't have thought the Knicks are a championship contender, but their defense is completely turned around in the playoffs. Mitchell Robinson has been awesome for them. We just talked about OG. Miles McBride has been super helpful, bringing point-of-attack defense. But the answer to this question came to me in Game 2 of Knicks versus Celtics. Boston was up, clanking away. Pacers are going to the finals. Book it right now.
Wow, I
They're
like
going to the
this
finals.
bold
Yeah.
statement here. Okay.
They are. They're one of the hottest teams in the league since January.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago. They play both sides of the ball. They've got a deep rotation. They played together last year. They brought back everybody. Their team is exactly the same. They know their roles. They've got belief. They're awesome in the clutch. 24-14 this season. It's not a fluke. Halliburton is hitting big shots every time they need him to. He didn't even get fined for doing the big balls dance.
He got warned.
He got warned. Big balls are back on the menu, boys. I thought that was awesome, but I also thought that was the NBA saying, like, "Hey, man, this guy's rolling. We can't take him down right now."
We already punished his dad. We also can't punish him.
Exactly. Get out of here, John. Yeah. But Tyrese has been awesome. Do I think they could beat OKC in the finals? Unlikely.
Okay.
But I think I can make it.
Okay, I like this, man. This team is, they've been very good for a very long time. And they come in waves.
Yep.
They come in waves. They are relentless with how many guys they can play, how many guys can change a game. And then you got Halliburton to close it out. They start, like the Knicks, I can't decide which one feels more like the team of destiny, though. Like these crazy endings to games. Is it the Pacers or is it New York? Coming back and pulling out some crazy victories, and even in those close games against the Pistons. I mean, they both have a case for that. That feeling of like, oh, is this just their year to get there? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, the Pacers last year in the conference finals had 4 games they got swept. They could have won each of those games. They just couldn't get it done against the Boston Celtics in close games, very close games. So maybe they're relying on that a little bit. Obviously, that Game 2 ending is still bonkers. The Cavs just collapsed, and if they have the other guys, it's a different series. So you can make, the flip argument that people made for the Boston Celtics last year. Oh, everybody's injured. Against the Pacers here to start this series. Game 3 is everything in this series. And, yeah, they could make the finals. It's a wild route to play OKC, but I don't know. I'm feeling that the Minnesota Timberwolves in an underdog role against OKC next series is their best role. I think they flourish when they're not the favorite. That's when they play their best. And that's going to be a good battle. I mean, OKC should be able to beat them. But, there's just... we'll see. We'll see what OKC can do with the proverbial favorite in a conference finals. They've never done that before. We'll see what they can do as a 68-14 win team.
Yeah, and the case for the Wolves, like you were talking about, like we haven't really seen a really good run of Anthony Edwards yet. I know he had one monster game, but he's been pretty damn quiet. Everybody else contributing. They're obviously trying to build on last season's Western Conference Finals appearance. So that they make sense here. Maybe have been gifted a little bit with the Steph Curry injury, at least helping their chances to get by. Nothing's done. It's 1-1 for crying out loud right now. But I look at a lot of these teams and I'm like, damn, like the Nuggets obviously have championship DNA still, and they have the best player in the world. So there's like, okay, that's a pretty strong case. I know they got to get by OKC. The Wolves, for all the reasons we went over. The Warriors, I mean, if they can just get Curry back, you like that chance to get on to the next round. The Pacers you talked about, I'm with you, TK. The Celtics are the defending champs, and we are sort of waiting for the tsunami of three-pointers to maybe come, to maybe show up. The Knicks feel like the team of destiny, and then I guess the Cavs are oddly the one I have like at the bottom of my list right now to win the whole thing. But they're a 64-win team, and their 3 guys are maybe coming back here for Game 3. So maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Just feels like it's not going to be them. But
I'll tell you one thing that had me rattled.
Yeah.
The new Pope Leo, he's from Chicago and went to Villanova. That's the Brunson blessing.
Oh, God. You're right. You're right. And that's the only commercial we see, too.
The Villanova Knicks. Right. they gotta get Leo in there.
Oh, it's going to be the Wolves versus the Knicks.
Wow, it very well could
Dante
be.
versus his boys. Oh, okay, well, it's done. We got the script. Well, congratulations.
Change it up,
Pope, man. You know him personally? Any family members know him?
I was asking my buddies. I went to a Catholic school right around Chicago. Nobody knew, but I saw the Chicago Sun-Times unearth a picture of him at the 2005 White Sox World Series.
Oh, wow.
Pretty cool.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Wow, he didn't bless him then. They lost, right?
White Sox won the World Series.
Oh, did they? Oh, okay.
So it works. This guy's
I guess
powerful.
He's good. Yeah,
he's good.
Yeah, that was a good year.
I guess he wasn't on any of the gambling lists, though. Even Nora told me, this guy came out of nowhere to win. I was like, what? Like, what do you mean came out of nowhere? He's like, he wasn't a favorite.
Wasn't a favorite. It was a long shot. Take him to the field.
Yeah, I guess
Take the field of Cardinals next time.
Congratulations.
First American Pope. Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. All right, well, let's get to worst of the week.
Ladies and gentlemen, the worst of the week.
Worst of the week. It's Paul Pierce, because before Knicks Celtics Game 2, Paul Pierce made this bet on FS1.
If the Celtics lose game 2 at home, I promise you, Joe, I'm walking here tomorrow. I'm walking here.
Why you got to do that?
Wait a minute.
I'm walking here 15 miles.
If they
I'm walking here
I don't know, Keith. This is your friend.
in my robe,
Get your friends.
no shoes on,
somebody save him.
bare feet.
After the loss, he shared what his walk would look like. 20 miles or 32K would take 8 hours. The next morning, the walk began on Instagram.
All right. Man of my word. All right, man. Welcome to this journey. Here I go. I can't believe this. Celtics got me out here like this, dog. I'm really walking out here like this. I'm way out here. I'm stepping, though. Here we go, baby. Here we go. I'm really outside like this, dog. I can't believe this.
It's in robe.
Celtics got me, dog. What the? Come on, man.
Does have shoes.
Sweating, though.
Does have shoes.
They're going for about an hour and a half right now. I lost that bet, y'all.
Lost that bet, huh?
I'm about to holler at KG. Y'all see, I'm out here in the street. It's the halfway though. I've been going a little over 3 hours. I'm out. I'm halfway there. Hey man, you be careful out here, man. All right, dog.
Put on your seatbelt, KG says.
Hey man, y'all catch me, man. I just need some water.
Top of the roof.
Legs is hurting. I'm sweating. Look who I done ran into, my boy Key. He out here gonna walk.
Look who I found.
He ran up on me. He saw me walking.
Here you go right
Got
here.
me some water.
Keyshawn Johnson.
I got 5 more to go. Your boy getting hungry, so I'm gonna take a quick time out. Order me a DoorDash.
That's slick.
Y'all catch me. I'm almost to the studio though. I'm sweating. Look at me. I'm drenched.
Oh,
I'm gonna need a shower. Damn, I can't believe I did this. We made it! We made it! Oh my God. Look at this. It's crazy.
Cameras are waiting
I
for
can't
him.
believe I'm never doing this again, y'all. I ain't never put no bet like this ever again.
Describe how you feel in one word.
You know what? I feel like I accomplished something great, dog. That was
This guy's an NBA champion, and he's pumped that he walked 20 miles.
We accomplished something great.
Yeah. So that was it. He had to walk into, as he said, some mountains. There's no sidewalks. He had to go through that. He did have shoes on. He did say
That's fine.
Further on in the broadcast last night, he did tell everybody that he's going to put shoes on. I guess there was more plans. Yeah, he needed shoes because he walked 20
And we
miles.
do believe, because he wasn't live streaming the whole thing,
No.
the man did walk all 20 miles. Like, he wasn't jumping in a car going, go jump in the car.
No, I don't
think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Now, the map said it would take him 8 hours. He didn't take 8 hours. So, I guess you could read into it. But it was literally 6+ for sure.
Yeah, okay.
Like close to 7, I think. And
Started when it was dark out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dusk at least. Or dawn. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was Instagram storying it with him. It took a long time.
Okay.
And it's 20 miles. It's like taking 8 hours is forever.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's very slow.
Yeah, very slow.
He has a long stride. He's in
6'7".
Yeah.
Yeah.
He posted his step counter on Twitter.
Okay.
33,465.
Okay.
Yeah, he did it.
Amazing.
I don't know how his performance on the show was that day. He
Totally
he sounded done.
He entered in a wheelchair, which I thought was pretty funny.
Pretty funny. I
yeah.
didn't grab that. Yeah, that was funny.
Paul Pierce, man. This is the best Paul Pierce content we've seen since the stuff that got him fired from ESPN.
Probably right.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
He killed it.
He also has he has a podcast too.
He does,
after tweeting or searching his Twitter account. Yeah,
It's Truth After Dark. It's that one.
It is
Yeah,
After
yeah.
Dark, yeah, because things get
Drinks are flowing. It may be like they're like, I think I saw a clip. He's like in silk pajamas. It's
yes.
Okay.
Things get
on
a little
brand.
different.
It's on brand,
There's
eh?
a lot of talk about foreplay and what foreplay is. When I saw a clip, that's all.
Oh, nice. Why was he wearing a bathrobe?
He said it.
yeah.
He said he would win.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great. Why did he say it? I don't know.
Yeah,
He
that's
wanted
just
to
odd
punish
to me.
himself. Like, no, barefoot is what he said.
Right.
Bathrobe. Like, I'm going to wake up and come because it's a long walk. I don't
Just like as if I'm rolling out of bed and
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was. It was pitch black almost.
All right.
How is this not best of the week?
yeah.
Yeah. It's true.
It's a bit of both, I think.
Yeah, he loses.
Yeah,
I
fair enough.
I don't put all those clips together to if it was worst of the week. That's for sure. Like, that was fun to watch him actually.
You would have given him an actual worst if he said, "I'm going to walk in," and then just drove there.
Yeah. Well, it better not get exposed. Like, that's a big thing in the marathon world. There's like a guy literally, I think its website is like Marathon Investigations. And he like looks into like suspicious times and like, hold on, how did they get that time? Because usually their previous times, you know, he does the whole investigation. Finds out a lot of people like cheating it or didn't hit a mat or whatever, like blah, blah, blah. So hopefully that's not the case.
Get him on the case.
Let's get him on it.
We need the truth.
Yes. Well done.
Yeah.
All right.
And some other kids found him too. They took a photo with him too. So there's some investigators on the route.
I believe him. Paul Pierce, I believe you that he walked it. All right, let's go from worst of the week / best of the week to 5-star Friday reviews.
Oh, baby.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Did we do it in April? I don't know.
I think we did, but
we had weird scheduling in April.
Yeah.
A lot of voyages to be taken. But 5-star Friday, we look at 5 of your 5-star reviews from Apple Podcasts. Here are the 5 this week. Our first one, I don't remember the name of it, but it's titled Best NBA Pod, and it isn't close. Every time I hear Good Morning, Sweet World, I get so fired up. The cold opens are absolutely fire. Random segments that are entertaining as balls. Not to mention the boys no ball. Everything is just chef's kiss. Please read my review so I can feel important. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. We read it.
You got it.
Yeah. Hopefully you remember writing that, because we got into the name game again, you know, where you click the see more, you can't tell who wrote it. But thank you for that one. And thank you for listening. Our next one, the perfect companion to a busy architecture student. I discovered this show during the starters days when I first got into the NBA back in 2016. Ooh, great season. I'm so glad I did, because 9 years later, I'm a third-year college student with so much work to do, per usual, and this podcast has been alongside me throughout. I tune in live every day and at nighttime when it's time to grind. I've been re-listening, re-watching old beach step-ins, happy hours, poppin' packs, etc. These podcasts make the hard-working nights feel less lonely and make the work easier to get through. The only downside is when I'm listening in public, it's hard to hold in all the laughs. I can get weird looks sometimes as I am silently dying of laughter. Amazing freaking podcast. You guys are amazing people too. And I hope to see y'all live one day. I almost read that. I hope to see y'all live one day.
baby.
Come to a show. We'll be alive and live. All at the same time.
That was a very nice review.
Beautiful.
I'm always, I gotta say though, I'm always amazed when people say, like, I go back and listen to old shows.
Sure.
I guess I understand it for maybe a beach steppin', because they're like at times a little more evergreen and a little more silly, and we're talking about random things. But like, there are people that just straight up go back and listen to like us talking about old basketball games.
I'm gonna see what they were saying on March 14th, 2023.
Yeah, it's so
what's going on over
wild to me, the people. But thank you.
Thank you, and send in some architecture sketches or blueprints or whatever you're doing. I would love to see them.
Let's see your drawings, the brutalist.
Yeah, come on.
Our next 5-star Friday review comes from Dutron said, the best. They missed 2 days, and I was more concerned about this group of men than I am about my own children. And that's why we've got a deep catalog of classics that never go out of style.
Yeah,
you can check them at any time you want to. Our next 5-star Friday review, frickin', from Brud3788, who just writes in, frickin'. They're going to catch you. You get a vocal tick, they're going to catch you. They're going to get you. I used to say for sure all the time. And somebody mentioned I haven't said it in 20 years.
The ticks are... I love Tess's... that being said... That being said, I think. That being said's a good one. That's a classic. I love it.
I've been saying amazing too much.
Oh,
awesome
God.
too much.
I said perplexing like 3 times today for no reason.
That was perplexing.
Yeah. It's when you get one in your head, it's like, I don't know. You just keep running with it.
Totally. Oh, man. Can't resist it. Our final 5-star review. Oh, my goodness. It's the Capono.
Oh, my God.
Love the No Dunks crew like they're my own flesh and blood, don't you? These fellas have the hottest of takes, greatest of jokes, and a palpable basketball passion that is unmatched by any mortal being. Share the show with your friends, family, partners. They won't be disappointed. Also, shout out to Tass for schooling me on how to spell Ray Bork. I'll never let you down again. And remember, this is the official Capono counter. Sincerely, Dick Nose / the load manager / drop lover. Official Jason Capono mentions through April 15th, 2025. 23 times Jason Capono has been
In the
mentioned.
history of the show.
I think this dates back to at least the starters' days.
Okay. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Those are
Jason Capono 23
Every
times.
once in a while, quick
yeah.
release, you know,
Yeah.
weird number.
3-point contest records or
Right,
whatever,
right.
back to backs. Yeah.
those are all his usernames on different platforms.
Definitely has like used different names to send in the Capono counter.
Right.
We've definitely read a Dick Nose on here before.
Yeah. I remember that one.
Yep.
That one's one I remember. Okay.
Thank you.
That's it.
Good stuff. That's 5.
Awesome. Thank you for all of those 5-star reviews. Keep them coming if you haven't done one already. They do help us out in terms of rankings. It's always fun to get some of them on the show. Before we go, rapid fire fun. JD, you got the questions this week, my man.
Yes, I do. And this week we found out that Aaron Gordon literally lives in a gym. His Denver home is a converted warehouse complete with a half-court basketball setup where he shoots hoops when he can't sleep or wakes up early. Guys, what's an unconventional place you'd love to call home? Skeets.
I guess I'm going to sound like Kelvin from the Righteous Gemstones, but give me a treehouse.
Cool.
I would love to live in a treehouse. I love heights. I love nature. I love the I like things made of wood, I guess. I don't know. Something about it. I would live in a treehouse, I believe. I'd be okay with that. I like the idea. It's like it's got like Macaulay Culkin or like Home Alone vibes, sort of in a weird way too. Sort of trap doors and like you can bring things up so people can't get up.
We're talking to open air, like, there's windows, but it's open to the elements, or
No, I was thinking. Well, if I'm living in this,
Yeah.
I need probably windows.
Okay.
Yeah. There's like some here, like in the Georgia area, like Airbnbs you can go stay in. I've always wanted to do it. Never have yet, but one of these days.
Like a treehouse.
Yeah, it's like a really nice treehouse.
Yes.
Really nice.
Oh yeah, I have
man.
seen
Yeah,
those.
they're pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
I would hate having to get a mattress up to a treehouse.
Sure. Moving
Or
tables,
carrying one up a flight of stairs,
Yeah.
let alone a ladder.
Yeah.
rope ladder.
Yeah, a rope ladder. Strap it to me.
Tassie, what's an unconventional place you'd love to call home?
Also keeping it outdoors. I will have some open air. This is a gazebo type thing. Just hanging, breeze.
Yeah.
Ooh, gosh, that feels good. Feel it. No walls, no constrictions. I want to be totally open. I imagine, the walls will be some sort of curtain silk, sort of breezy. Oh, that looks very nice. Now, yeah, there's some problems with that living outdoors, like fully on living outdoors. You don't get some things, but I'm making it happen. We're making it work. There's too many good things. Like, you obviously see the Corona ad right as I say it. It's a Corona ad. Actually, they're always on the beach, right? They never take.
I was like, what Corona ad are you talking
Well,
about?
they shoot it from behind, and sometimes there's a gazebo there. They're right. They're in front of the gazebo.
Yeah, you can tell they spent time at the gazebo.
Yeah. They got all their drinks from the gazebo.
Right. They don't
Never
live
thought of
there,
it called a gazebo on the beach for some reason. It's more of a hut to me.
Interesting.
But it is the
kind of
the same
the
thing.
same
Wow,
thing. Yeah.
It's all about location, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're just freeballing it out there.
We got a treehouse and a gazebo.
Wow.
right now,
Okay.
yeah.
We got some outdoorsmen here.
Yeah.
Don't say yurt. You're gonna say yurt. I feel you're gonna say yurt.
Me?
Yeah, you.
No. I'm living in a Bass Pro Shops.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm
Still
living indoors.
outdoorsy.
I'm living indoors. Am I?
Wow.
Am I? There's fish swimming around, food to eat, beds. It's a camp bed.
Yeah. You got
Like a bunch
everything.
of weird stuff at a Bass Pro Shops. It ain't just lures.
Yeah, you're right.
You got a lot of room too.
It's a ton of room.
Huge.
Spacious. Yeah.
Damn.
I haven't really wanted to go to a Bass Pro Shops, but then I hear about the one in Memphis that is the Pyramid. That's the former Memphis Grizzlies arena. Now a Bass Pro Shops. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's huge.
Huge.
It's humongous.
Be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Totally.
There's lots of things to do.
All right. Road trip. I would have said lighthouse myself.
Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Right by the ocean. Foggy all the time.
Yeah, space though is a bit of an issue.
Yeah. Well, you see how I live. I don't need a lot of space. I just have a lot of
How
stuff.
you gonna mount a TV? You know, it's all
You're right.
circular.
I wouldn't look at a TV. I'd just look out, binoculars, into the ocean.
Did you ever watch The Lighthouse, Jake?
I have not, and I don't want to because it's going to turn me off lighthouses, I think. I feel like.
It's one of the best Lighthouse movies out there, but I mean, slight descent into madness. Also.
Yeah, there is that. Okay, guys, next one. The Golden Globes is adding a podcasting category in 2026. How exciting.
Wow.
Another award we have zero chance of winning. How do I know? It has neither cable nor fax in the name.
We got those.
We got plenty of cable fax awards. Shout out to Cable Fax, whoever they are.
Yeah.
What's another legendary podcast that is definitely not going to win this thing? Skeets.
Hey, we did win a Webby once, by the way, too.
Oh.
I know.
We got a
It didn't work for the bit, so I left that part out.
okay.
But we are very proud of our Webby.
Okay, yeah. What's another legendary podcast that definitely won't win the Golden Globe for podcast? I guess the easy answer is probably No Buffs, or Is This Good?
Yeah.
Part of our No Dunks universe here. But let me go with the long-time running wrestling podcast known as Cheap Heat.
Oh, yes.
I'm a fan of Cheap Heat. Peter Rosenberg, Dip, Stat Guy Greg. They're great. They do recap wrestling, but do they? Not really. They'll start a podcast 30 minutes talking about bagels.
Oh, okay.
And it's fascinating. So I love it. I think it's hilarious. But yeah, they're a great sports and entertainment podcast. They say the world's best. But will they win a Golden Globe? Probably not. Just like No Dunks won't.
Yeah.
Cheap Heat.
Now, this is, you don't watch wrestling, but you do listen to the
Exactly.
podcast. So
Exactly. I only watch your premium live events.
Yes.
Your WrestleManias, your Royal Rumbles, but never through the week.
Hey,
ever.
we got a lot of those with No Dunks people.
Exactly.
They don't
Is
watch
it that
basketball.
crazy? Or is
It's
it
not
like-
crazy at
No.
all. We love those people.
Yep.
Tassie, what's a podcast that's definitely not going to win the Golden Globe?
Hardcore History by Dan Carlin. Now, he's probably won a ton of awards, but I think now, the Golden Globes, these podcasts, which are 3 to 4 hours, they're just too long.
Yeah.
They're too long in modern day Golden Globe podcast evaluation. I mean, I don't know how they do it. They would win. They should win because they're that good.
Yeah.
But I'm just making an excuse why he wouldn't win.
All right.
He's won a billion Webby slash
Probably got a
everything.
Pulitzer or something.
Yeah.
Deep research.
Yeah, it's incredible. It is an incredible.
Like these are gonna go to like celebrities,
Smartless.
right? Yeah, Smartless. Like,
You know how mad I'll be if the first one goes to Smartless?
oh really?
I'll just be furious.
Well,
Be furious.
I think it's a possibility.
I
You
think
mean the
you're
one
right.
with that's hosted by 3 well-respected actors?
Yeah, that one. That
I
one.
wonder if they'll win.
yeah, exactly. Apparently, it costs money to apply for all this and stuff. I was listening to another podcast about this.
That's another reason we won't.
It's like $5,000 to like
just to apply.
like to get it in there. The Golden Globes are weird, I guess, about
Yeah.
this stuff. But anyway, yeah, it's gonna be these celebrities.
Okay.
I think.
I wonder if it's like is it an episode thing? You know, like a TV show nominates an episode of their series.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You're right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we should submit. Why not?
Yeah, $5,000.
Why not?
Yeah.
Fast Friends.
Send this one. This is pretty good.
Yeah, this would be good. Trey.
Hit my mic with my finger.
Yeah, we'll just send that one clip.
That's crazy. Podcast I love right now. I guess maybe this could win a Golden Globe. Blank Check with Griffin and David. It's a movie podcast.
Oh, yeah.
They're kind of similar to us. They've got a decade-long backlog. They got a huge archive. They're calling it A Decade of Dreams this year, and they just go through filmmakers' catalogs. So
Yeah.
it's like Michael Mann was a great series. James Cameron's a great series.
They're doing Spielberg right now,
They're
I
doing
think.
Yeah, exactly right. They've done 2 Spielberg series.
I was gonna say they go through every movie. or-
Yeah, they did like an early Spielberg, and now they're like Jurassic Park era Spielberg. So maybe now they're doing early Spielberg.
Which is weirdly, that's 94, so they got a lot more Spielberg to go.
Yeah, yeah, and they're awesome. It'll
great,
make you a movie you like, you'll like it better if you listen to the podcast, and a movie you don't like, you might change your mind if you listen to the podcast.
Okay.
Agree.
I have to check that one out. Blank Check. You go.
Blank check.
Okay.
You might just be a blankie.
All right, all great podcasts that definitely won't win. What began as a wild, premature prediction back in the starters' days turned into a long and then turned into a long-running bit. Finally culminated last weekend when our dear friend Matty O tied the knot. Mazel tov to you,
Mazel
Matty O.
tov, yes.
And Jill, of course. And yeah, he finally got married. There was a joke back in the day. He would say, "I'm getting married this year." 7 years later, it actually happened.
It was a New Year's resolution.
Yeah. Hey, and we even missed a show for it. I missed 2 shows for it. Guys, what was your favorite moment from the wedding weekend. Skeets.
Too many to pick.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I got just a few I want to give a shout out to. We were there all weekend, so we got to see a little bit of Montreal.
Yep.
Had fun strolling Mount Royal Park with friends and family, going through the park there, right there in the middle of the city. Beautiful park, beautiful weather we got to.
Where would he propose to Jill?
Where he proposed to Jill, that's right. Now, we weren't at the exact spot where it happened. It's a big park.
Yeah.
But still, beautiful park. All of the wedding speeches I thought were bangers.
Yes.
Agreed.
Like incredible speeches from family and friends. Matt's grandmother walking Jill down the aisle.
Oh, God.
That was my first good cry. First good cry of the night. And then also meeting people I've never really met or maybe only knew online. Two come to mind. Matt's cousin-in-law, Brandon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
We learned was like a diehard basketball Jones fan. Like before Matt had even really joined the show, he knew of the show and is a diehard NBA fan. So that was sort of cool to meet him. And then Daniel Ralston, who was on Is This Good, I Know.
Yeah.
And did his own great podcast. Hey,
did.
that won't win a Golden Globe, but it maybe should. The Fake Zombies podcast.
Yes, absolutely.
Go check that out. Awesome guy.
Oh, yeah.
Like so fun to talk to. Such a fascinating guy. So just meeting those people. And then I guess last part, just living on the dance floor. Because we were out there for hours. Felt like I just danced for 5 straight hours.
Yeah.
And maybe I did. So
Yeah.
lots of great moments.
Those are great ones. Cassie.
Great early start time, so you got a lot of hours on the dance floor, which was very nice. Hold on, JD, I gotta double check.
Yeah.
Fact check. You said that he started saying the ongoing joke was 7 years ago. I think it was longer.
Well, that was a number I literally just pulled out of my brain. It's probably more like 10.
Yeah, it's like 10 because I have a flashback of being in that first office where we were recording the podcast, that teeny tiny.
Oh yeah, is that
podcast.
where it happened?
Yeah, that was an ongoing thing in that room.
Yeah.
Because I have flashbacks of Matt complaining about the air conditioning being on. I would complain because it would blow directly on my neck, and Matt would get mad at me for complaining about the air conditioning. Anyway, it's a long freaking time ago, but it happened, and it was obviously an incredible weekend in many, many ways. The vows were my highlight. Matt's vows, getting extremely deep into Matt and talking about going from being loud about love to being extremely quiet about love. That was the highlight. But then we hit the dance floor and Punjabi MC took over. So many moments on the dance floor.
And you brought it up earlier, the I guess emo punk or pop punk section.
Oh, yeah.
That's where we lost our voices.
Absolutely. Back-to-back Blink-182 songs.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know it was a back-to-back Sunday on 97.9.
Eric the Tutor. That was the name of the DJ.
Yeah.
So it was awesome.
Not and some people were confused. Not tutor as in dropping farts.
No.
Tutor.
Tutor as in
As
we're
the
gonna
classes in
teach you
session.
something.
Yes.
Yeah. Or Royal English Royalty.
Also true. Also true. The House of Tudor.
Yes, exactly. Trey, what was your favorite moment from the wedding weekend?
I wrote down many of the same.
Yeah.
People crying at speeches that I would never expect to be crying at speeches. Sam Carsley, chief amongst them. Also, these two guys sitting at the table, both crying at speeches. Is This Good? Got a lot of shout-outs in the wedding speeches. I wonder if you guys got any new subscribers from Lenny giving you those shout-outs.
Great question, yeah. I think everybody there pretty much were already diehards. I've never felt more famous outside of like going to NBA stuff, like people recognizing me and like, I love the pod. So yeah.
Yeah, Lenny killed it. He was so funny. It was great to see like the bros we went on the bachelor party with again.
Yeah,
man, what great vibes it was.
Totally.
You know? Getting exposed to my wife. But I mean, you guys mentioned it, the dancing. This was a question mark to me. We know Matt Austin is a music man. He's got tastes. He's got preferences. So what was it going to be like? And it was perfect.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is the case at every Jewish wedding, but I bet this was the second like traditional Jewish wedding I've been to, and you basically have your appetizer course, your salad, and all that stuff. Then you get to like an amuse-bouche of dancing.
Yeah.
You just go out there for half an hour. They bring you your real food. You go eat, get your your energy back up, and go out on the dance floor again. So yeah, I mean, we probably danced for 5 hours, and then at the end, it just turned into private room karaoke.
Yeah.
Matt like scrolling through songs on his phone, looking for something he's gonna want to scream at the top of his lungs with his
Play
friends.
this.
Can you play this, Eric? oh, I can play it. He just sits back.
Yeah.
These guys are loving it.
Yeah, I'm killing it.
He nailed it.
Yep. I mean, I think we mentioned it earlier in the week, but Celine Dion, from beginning to end, the whole song, everybody screaming it on the top of their lungs. I loved Matty O guiding us through Take It to the Limit at the end of the night because nobody knew the words, and I'm like, feed it to us, man, feed it to us. And he's like saying the lyrics, and then everybody's caught on screaming out. But yeah, I agree with everything you guys said. One of the most joyous occasions I've been to in my life. I mean, like a pitch perfect event. And a final shout out to the professor Dave Weinfeld, who killed it officiating this thing.
Yep.
I've never laughed so hard in a wedding ceremony. Like, I just thought it was one of the. It
was a perfect balance.
It was a perfect balance. A perfect balance. Yeah. So again, shout out to Matty O and Jill, and congrats.
Is there going to be an entire "Is This Good" podcast?
Oh yeah,
on the wedding.
Yeah. He just got back to LA yesterday, sick as a dog. So it's happening. We're recording it on Monday. It'll come out on Tuesday. So we'll see. We'll see how. I mean, we're all thrilled with the event. Does he have any notes? Let's find out.
I'll tell you right now. Yes, he has notes. He always has notes.
There was an unapproved food comedy in the Weinfeld presentation.
Oh, you're right.
And it absolutely killed for us. We thought it was great. I would love to see food comedy. I mean, that's maybe not the thing Matt is best known for, but something I always think of.
I forgot about that.
Snuck in a bagel.
Oh my God, it shoved it in his face.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Another good part, after the wedding, after whatever time we got back to the hotel, 3:30, getting the text from Matt, what room are we going to? Was like, oh my God, this guy's still going.
Yeah.
And so we all went up to, I guess, Grandpa Zach's room.
Yeah,
he hung out for another couple hours.
He was very reluctant as well, but he took one for the team.
Yeah.
We all piled into his room. So shout out to Gramps.
Yeah, incredible. Well,
what a weekend.
Yeah. I was going to say, would Matt's note be, you know what? It was a little too long. The whole thing just a little too long.
Well,
everything we ever did was too long.
Well,
cut it.
He made a promise he couldn't keep at the beginning of the partying part. He was like, we can stay here late. We're going Montreal late.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not talking Toronto late. I'm not talking Atlanta late. We're going Montreal late. Shut down at 2 a.m. Like normal late. It was pretty normal late.
But for a wedding venue, that's pretty late.
Yeah, you're right.
And
you're
like,
right.
It was,
and the bar was open very late still,
right.
and we were still dancing.
Okay.
So,
saying.
great wedding. We had time of our lives, and we were still feeling it days later. So, hopefully everybody else is getting a little healthier after that. I know some of our other friends were still. I mean, they may have got sick, I guess, is the issue.
Yeah.
All right, that's rapid fire. Not so rapid. Got in a little wedding talk. I'm sure some of you enjoyed that. Lots of games on this weekend. 2 on tonight, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. And it's Mother's Day weekend as well. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Keep your eye on our podcast feed and our YouTube feeds, or maybe some Weekend Shift podcasts talking about some of these games if they are very entertaining. Otherwise, we're back on Monday to recap it all. We'll see you then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, it's Mother's Day, so would love to see your celebrations out there. Send in clips of your celebrations. I want a medley. I want to put them all together. Yeah, I want to enjoy it.
He wants a medley of your moms. Thanks the weekend, people.